across now to Shanto. Shanto, many thanks for joining us. You've got the former chief statistician there saying that supply side pressures, or clear indications that supply side pressures are easing and demand side pressures are not really picking up. So perhaps, it may be prudent for the Reserve Bank not to act at this point. What is the sense that you're actually getting on what is likely to happen on the 16th?
Well, I think you have to importantly recognize that when people talk about monetary policy, they're always thinking that the Reserve Bank is ultimately trying to control the inflation, but really what they miss out is that the Reserve Bank is trying to control inflationary expectations. And I think all said and done, the headline inflation numbers that you see in this new WPI data still indicates that inflation is pretty high. And given the fact that we have seen pretty robust growth in the first quarter, given the fact that industrial output has been also pegged at 13.8%, I think that leaves some room for the RBI to control and rein in this inflationary expectations a little better. So I'm actually going to go on the other side and continue with my prediction that I think we are likely to see an interest rate increase on the 16th.
Okay, you're likely to see an interest rate increase, and what is the number that you're working with at this point?
Well, my bets are on a 25 basis point increase in both the repo rate as well as the reverse repo rate.
Okay, what then is the projection, given what we have seen in terms of the new WPI series and the headline inflation number, which is lower than what was expected? What then are you actually projecting in terms of where we're actually going to see inflation numbers coming in by December and then by March?
Yeah, I think there I would agree with what Mr. Sen was saying. You have to recognize that there has been a marginal softening of the inflation rate. Even under the new series, there has been slightly more than a 1 percentage points decline in the inflation rate. Over the next couple of months, I think when the output from the monsoons are going to hit the markets in October, you are going to see some slowdown in the price for agricultural products. I think the fact that manufacturing activity is picking up and there is going to be some easing on the supply side is also going to have some impact on the price of manufactured products. So overall, I think in line with what all analysts and all economists have been predicting, the trend for the inflation is going to be downward. I would not put it down to the government's projection of 6%. Again, I think it is important to see whether the government is going to revise its targeted inflation in light of the new base as well as the revised composition of the WPI. But still, assuming that 6% is the target, I think it's a bit of a challenge to meet that 6% by end March. I would rather say that we are probably going to be somewhere in the, between 6.5 to 7%.
Between 6.5 to 7%. Shanto Ghosh, many thanks for joining us on What's Hot. Pranab Sen, always a pleasure having you on the show. Thanks very much for joining us on CNBC TV18. But for now, let me toss it over to Harsha Subramanian.